is going up, people? It is me, JC, one of the best reactors on YouTube. So I am here with a review and a what you missed for the beginning after end, chapter 161. And I had to be honest with you guys, when it comes to the webtoon adaptation of light novel, there wasn't very much to it. So therefore it was adapted pretty well. You have Arthur and Ren and their banter, their quips, they're going back and forth between each other. You had Arthur's examination, and you also had Arthur fight a bunch of golems. If you just wanted that, of course, the chapter was good, and I thought the chapter was good when I read it. So I had to go and read the light novel and see what we missed. Now, like I said, it was adapted pretty well from the light novel. What we're missing is time and detail. Now, when I say time and detail, let's just start off with Ren himself. Ren was supposed to be a greasy-haired, homeless-looking, malnourished, with a hump-looking person. As you can tell in the picture right here, he looks almost nothing like that besides the hair, but everything else. He's supposed to also be wearing a white robe. That also didn't happen, but at the same time, I'm not a person that's going to harp on the character design, especially if I think it's good. And I think that the way they did it here in the webtoon is just fine. Now, when it comes to the examination itself, there are a few things that left out of the webtoon. First of all, Arthur's examination lasted for hours. When he started, it was daylight. When it ended, the moon was out. Now, this speaks to two things. Number one, examination being way longer than it seemed in the webtoon. Number two, Arthur's core. Now, Arthur is a silver core mage, so that means he's way stronger. His mana pool is a lot deeper than it used to be, so he can use spells for hours and hours without getting tired, which is crazy because we knew the limitations he had as a yellow stage core mage. Not only did he use spells because Gideon kept making him do it for hours and hours and hours, he fought hundreds of golems in his Realm Heart form for about an hour. I mean, my goodness, the last time we saw him fight seriously in a Realm Heart form, he destroyed Lucas, but at the same time, that took minutes and he was gassed. He was tired. He was gassed and tired after this hour, but at the same time, he was like, what's next? Arthur is leaps and bounds ahead of what he used to be, and they kind of skipped over that. They kind of gave us glimpses in the webtoon, but I gotta let you know right here. Now, when it came to the examination, he did it just a little bit differently in the light novel. Now, when it comes to how fast Arthur can produce a spell from core to generating it, he put his hand on Arthur's stomach, another hand on Arthur's right arm. As you can tell in the webtoon, he told him to do this, but he didn't touch him. But in the light novel, he did. What he was doing was within the millisecond, he was determining how fast Arthur could generate mana from his core, go through his arm, and then make a spell. And within the millisecond of doing it. First of all, that's insane. Secondly, how much of a genius you have to be and able to count and be able to keep up with not only seconds, but milliseconds, and understand how fast Arthur can produce a spell. Not only produce a spell and how fast he's doing it, Arthur's having to precisely use his mana in order to, like the webtoon example, produce a pillar that is so high and so wide. He didn't just do it with the pillar, he did it with every spell Arthur was supposed to produce. He had parameters for it. Not only has Arthur gotten better in his mana and how he regulates it, the amount he can use and how easily he can use it has gone up astronomically. That's the thing about it, right? You look at the webtoon and most people say that this chapter didn't have very much going on with it. You saw it, it was plain black and white. When you go to the light novel, you get to read that chapter. You get so much more in-depth detail. Like Arthur fighting in a Realm Heart form for almost an hour when before he can only do it for a couple minutes. Like, that is insane. That is crazy. And if you think I'm wrong, go ahead and go back and read it, refresh yourself in the light novel, because it's in there. It is crazy. Arthur has gotten so much stronger. I don't know how many people can really beat him right now, whether it's a white core. Okay, white core and below. I cannot wait to see it. This is what you missed if you did not read the light novel. So I will see you guys on the next one. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me and I appreciate that, guys. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.